Welcome back to another episode of Ask the Attorney, and I'm your host, Alex Alexander with Client Focus Media. Today, I'm really excited to bring Jason Neufeld from Elder Needs Law, top Medicaid planning and estate planning, probate and elder law attorneys serving all of Florida with offices in Miami-Dade, Broward, Palm Beach, and Martin counties. You can find him on the web at elderneedslaw.com. Welcome, Jason. How are you doing today?
I'm doing terrific, Alex. Thank you so much for having me.
Fantastic. I spoke just a few minutes before we came on camera, and one of the largest portions of what you do is going to be basically helping people apply and have basically asset protection to be able to have Medicaid. Is that correct, or something like that? Do you mind telling us a little bit about that, please?
Yeah. So generally speaking, the biggest threat to anyone in Florida's assets is going to be the threat of long-term care costs, right? As we age, we start to need help, whether it's needing help dealing with your chores at home, just getting out of bed, or maybe going to the bathroom or going shopping, things like that. At some point in time, the natural trajectory is people go into some kind of a facility, whether it's an assisted living facility or skilled nursing facility. And that stuff's really, really expensive. And what a lot of people don't realize is that Medicare, right, what everyone gets when they turn 65, does not cover those things, or does in a very, very limited way. So they're mostly privately paying for this stuff. And if you're really, really wealthy, you're fine because you can afford to privately pay for this stuff. But my clients are middle class, upper middle class, working class folks. They've saved up their entire lives, and now they see the threat of all of their life's work going down the drain to pay for these long-term care costs. So what I am able to do legally and ethically before my clients have to lose everything is, again, legally and ethically, we can protect their assets and their income, and to get the government to come in to pay for some or all of these long-term care expenses.
And let's not forget that while we say the government, we mean the taxpayer. And these people are the taxpayers. They've been paying into one form or another in different kinds of taxes their whole life, not just SSI. So, like you said, legally, ethically, there's nothing wrong with this, right? They're saying, look, and go ahead. If I worked all this time, I built up something, and it'd be nice to be able to pass it on to the next generation, but I got to live today. And basically, you're helping these people overcome that. Is that correct?
It's such a familiar concern. I'm glad you brought it up, because there are people they're concerned. They go, well, I don't want to hide anything from anybody. I want to do what's right. And I tell people, I don't hide anything. So first of all, I have this law license. I want to keep this law license. I don't want to do anything to jeopardize that, right? So the way to think about it is the same way you might think about your assets if you had $20 million in the bank. What you would do is you would go to a tax planner and you would say, how can I, Mr. or Mrs. Attorney, pay as little in taxes as possible? I don't want to hide things. I don't want to risk going to jail. I don't do anything like that. I want to do everything above board, but I want to do whatever I can do to pay as little as possible. I'm doing the same exact thing. I'm just doing it for, again, working class, middle class folks. I don't hide anything from Medicaid. In fact, I tell Medicaid exactly what it is I did with my clients' assets and why still, under state and federal law, they have to give my clients access to these benefits. It's all above board, all legit.
Excellent. And I want to say this. I deal with a lot of attorneys, right? This is Ask the Attorney, and I have quite a few attorneys that are clients themselves. And a lot of times we get to the typical, and there's nothing against this because I love them to death. We have the typical PI guy, right? It's always this, and this. And while they are helping people and they're helping themselves, it's a great thing. I like what you're doing. I like the fact that you're able to assist someone to, again, not hide, but be able to show what they need to show, right? You're basically, like you said, if you're going to a tax attorney, it's the same thing. They know what they're doing. You know what you're doing in this particular aspect. And you want to make sure that all the stuff you worked for your whole life is protected in one way or another. So I'm going to say this right now. If anybody out there is listening to this and watching this, and you are in the state of Florida, especially up and down our East Coast, I want you to get a hold of Jason Neufeld. Okay. You can always go to elderneedslaw.com. You can find more information right here at iwanttabuzz.com. So thank you for being on the show. Thank you all for tuning in. I want you all to do something good for yourself and do something good for others.